how to start a successful poultry business. Once again, I'm Dr. Mantong, and I'm here for day 2 of this challenge. And pardon me, I'm still at work. I had to stay behind to make this video. I have a better lighting condition here, so whatever noise you're hearing, just don't mind me. I may be distracted once in a while. Please don't pardon me in advance. So yesterday I introduced this challenge, and I told you that I've been trying my best to come up with this series of videos, but I failed because I've tried to record it, edit it before publishing it, and I discovered that I tend to over edit. So I decided to come on live every day at 7 p.m. So if this is your first time, I'm coming on live. Coming on YouTube live for 70 days. This is day 2. I have 67 more days to go. So yesterday we talked about, in general, poultry farming. What you need to do, the decisions you need to make before starting a poultry business. And what are these decisions? For a quick recap, these decisions are very vital. And number one is you have to decide what type of bird you want to keep. And I discussed the 3 types of poultry that I just want to focus on. I combine noelas and cockerels because cockerels can serve as a source of meat. Noelas can serve dual purpose, both meat and egg, while broilers serve as strictly source of meat. Broilers are birds that are bred specifically to grow very fast and just for meat. While we discussed that layers are birds that are kept specifically for egg production. They can lay about 350 to 400, 300 to 350 eggs per year. Yes. So in this video, I want to focus on what is the cost of raising birds. I'm going to discuss broilers and I'm going to discuss layers. For cockerels and noelas, we're going to attach them to layers. Yes. So what is the cost of raising broilers? What is the cost of raising layers? I'm going deep inside with calculations. So I'm going to pick my notebook for now, so that as I'm talking, I'm writing so that I'll follow them, so that I will not miss any points. And I advise you that you should pick a notebook and a pen and sit with me. Let's do the maths and let's find out the cost of raising broilers and the cost of raising layers. This is important. Knowing the cost of production helps you to price. Yes, knowing the cost of production helps you to know if you should go into the business or you should avoid it. So don't take this class lightly. It also helps in your decision making. Yesterday we just said layers require a larger sum of money to start, while broilers require little capital to start. But today we want to go deep and talk about the nitty-gritty. I think that's the English. Everything that is required. And if you're just joining us, please give me a like, encourage me, so that I will know that people are watching me. And if you have a question, please leave a comment in the comment section. I need all of you to say hi in the comment section, and also share this video in groups with your friends so that they can join us. It's a series, so welcome. So before I pick my notebook, let's start. When I get to where I'll pick my notebook, I'll start. What are the costs of production in poultry generally? The number one is a source of equipment, housing. Yes, the housing and the equipment, very important. You cannot run away from these things. And this equipment depends on the type of bird you want to raise. Yeah, so we are going to discuss poultry equipment and housing subsequently, but today let's just focus on the cost of raising the birds. So we'll assume that you bought the equipment already and you have the house already, or a cage already, or where you raise your birds already. We'll just talk about the cost. This is the cost. We'll focus on the cost of day old, the cost of vaccination and veterinary services, and the cost of feed, the cost of the chick, the cost of veterinary services, and the cost of feed. And then others. Others here include water, electricity, heating, and other things. They are under order, because I'm classifying them like that to make them only 4 things. If not, we'll have 100 things to talk about. So starting from the cost of day-old chicks, as I'm talking now, today is I think 16th of March. As of 16th of March, I booked broilers for Thursday, tomorrow, and each of them cost me 1,000 naira. That's from Zatek Hatchery, 1,000 naira per bird. That's for broilers. I also booked layer chicks from Zatek Hatchery, and each of them cost me 2,900 naira each bird. And also, I asked of the for the points. I asked of the cost of day-old chicks, day-old cockerels, and they said it's 200 naira per chick. Cockerels 200 naira, layers 2,900 naira, and broilers 1,000 naira. So let's leave the others and focus on broilers for now. Now, for you to calculate the cost of raising one broiler, you need to know the amount of feed each broiler consumes day old to 6, 7, or 8 weeks. And I can tell you reliably that from my studies and from my personal experience, a broiler will consume between 4 kg and 5 kg at the age of 6 weeks to 8 weeks. So at the age of 6 weeks, they would have consumed 4 kg to attain at least 2 kg of weight. Yes. So if you do your math, you see that 1 kg of feed is approximately 700 naira for broilers. Yes. So for this math, you can use a calculator and divide a 25 kg bag of feed by the amount. You see the amount per kg. So if 1 kg is 600 naira, that means 4 kg is going to be about 2,400 naira, right? If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section. Yes, because that's 2,800 naira. If one kg is 700 naira, that's 2,800 naira for feed. Let's record the cost of feed. 2,800 naira. For vaccine, you need vaccines like Lasota and Gumboro. These are the two major vaccines we use for broilers because they are short-lived. They are going to be living just for 6 to 8 months, 6 to 8 weeks. So we don't need many vaccines. We give Lasota at the 7, Gumboro at the 14, and the next 21 days and 28 days, just interchangeably. Yes. So these vaccines and other veterinary services like antibiotic, anticoccidiosis, and then the consultation of veterinarian. Let's say each chick will cost 200 naira. So now we've moved. Our total is now 3,000 naira, right? 2,800 naira plus 200 naira, making it 3,000 naira. The next we'll consider is the cost of electricity, 1, water, 2, and other miscellaneous that we may not be able to account for right now. And we'll account that for like 200 naira also. So you see it has gotten to 3,200 naira. Don't forget that we have the cost of day-old chicks for 1,000 naira, making it 4,200 naira. And I can assure you that if you keep 4,200 naira, you can raise a bird, a broiler bird from day-old to 6 weeks. Yes, from day-old to 6 weeks successfully, and achieve a minimum of 1.5 kg body weight, because I've done it and I've achieved this result. Yes, so that is it for broiler. And how much do you sell the broiler? You sell broiler in this season approaching Salah right now. Remember, you would have gotten the birds more expensive, but if you are getting birds tomorrow, that means Salah and Easter, you'll not be able to sell them at Salah and Easter, so you are going to sell them on a later date. And for where I am, each bird is going to cost about 10,000 naira on an average if they are doing very well. So if you raise the bird at 4,200 naira and you are selling at 10,000 naira, you can give yourself 500 naira for the labor, making it 4,700 naira. So you still have about 5,000 naira interest on each bet. Now, if you keep 50 bets and you take a mortality of 5%, that means you take 45 to the market. Giving a mortality of 5% means you are giving space for 5 to die just in case. And if the 5 die, you have 45 bets to take to the market. Now, if you can do this every 2 months, you see what your turnover in a year. So broiler market is very lucrative. If you have the market, you have a good business to go to. Now let's leave broilers aside and let's focus on layers for 5 minutes. Now we said layers are birds that are kept for their meat. Sorry, layers are birds that are kept for egg, strictly for egg production. Even though we sell the sperm layers for meat and for other purposes, but their main purpose is to be raised for their eggs. Yes, so broiler, a chick of layer right now costs approximately 3,000 naira, based on the hatchery. I don't want to say 2,900 naira, but I want to give a gap for 3,000 naira, because if you are going to buy from a middlemen are going to add their own percentage on it. So let's make it 3,000 naira for a chick. Now a layer will consume about 3.5 to 4 kg of feed to reach 16 weeks of age. 16 weeks of age, yes. You will consume about 3.5 kg to 4 kg of feed. And layer feed is cheaper than broiler feed. So a layer feed will cost about 600 naira maximum. Yes. So if you calculate 600 naira times 4, you will see that you achieve 2,004. You get a value of 2,400 naira. That's the cost of feed. Now the cost of vaccination is more expensive here. Vaccination and veterinary services in layers is going to be more than that of layers. Why? Because the vaccines that layers get are more than the vaccines broilers get. Broilers basically get 2 types of vaccine. We've talked about it, the Lasuta and the Gumboro. But for layers, they get Lasuta, Gumboro. They also get fowl typhoid, fowl cholera, infectious coryza, NDK, that's also Newcastle, 3-in-1, pox vaccine, and others. So let's give 500 naira for all these vaccines and veterinary services per bird. So we have 3,000 naira for day-old chicks, 500 naira for vaccine, 2,400 naira for feed. Yes, so 2,400 plus 3,000 is 5,200 naira, plus the 500 naira cost of veterinary services is sorry, my math is faulty. So 3,000 naira plus 500, that's 3,500 plus 2,400, that's 5,700 naira. Also, let's leave 200 naira for miscellaneous, or let's say 300 naira to get the round figure. So it will cost you about 6,000 naira to raise a day-old layer chick to 16 weeks of age. I'm leaving it at 16 weeks of age so that you know whether you should buy points of lay or you should go and raise your own chicks. Just know that when you are raising chicks, there are other expenditures like mortality. For instance, you are raising 1,000 day-old chicks to 16 weeks and 10% of them die. That means 100 chicks ended up dying. You see that you've lost 100. But if you are buying points of lay beds at 16 weeks, you may get them for about 9,000 naira, 10,000 naira, depending on where you are getting them from. And you are buying adult mature beds that are going to start laying from that 16 weeks. Some beds start laying if you raise them properly. Some lay at 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I've seen beds that started laying by 24. Yes, so depends on the age of your bed. Depending on the size of your pullet, they can lay at different ages. Yeah, so it will cost you about 6,000 naira to raise one day-old chick from day-old layer chick from day 1 to week 16. At week 16, you start to give each bird 100 grams to 120 grams, 110 to 120 grams, maximum 120 grams of feed. Now you make your calculations and see if you have 250 birds, they should consume one bird. They should consume one bag of 25 kg feed. The maximum you can give them is 200 birds to one bag of feed. So note that so that your birds don't become malnourished or obese. Because if your birds are fat, they don't lay eggs very well, or they may die due to uh, peritonitis. Egg will break inside them because of the fat layer around the ovary, the around the or let's say vagina now, yeah, so that the egg cannot come out. So it end up breaking. Or when it comes out with the vagina, with the vulva. You understand? So there's prolapse. So you avoid making your birds fat. So this is the cost of raising one layer bird, 6,000 naira, and the cost of laying one broiler bird, according to our calculation, is 4,700 naira, including your workmanship, including your labor. Yes. So when you are able to make these calculations, you are able to you can now put your price on your bird. So if you raise broiler at 4,600, you can decide to sell it 8,000, knowing that your interest is going to be 3,300 naira on each bird. And if you are having 100 birds, that means you are getting 30, I think, what, 300 and something, 330 something thousand naira for as your interest in that cycle. So you can repeat this every 2 months, and you can expand your business. Now, moving to cockerels and noelas. I initially said we are going to attach them to layers, and actually some people raise them together and they do well. You will see that the cockerels are growing faster than the layers, and then the noelas also grow faster than the layers. When they get to about 16 weeks, that's about maturity, you remove the cockerels and the noelas from the layers, so that they don't end up mating and producing fertile eggs. Yeah, so that is it for the cost of raising these birds. Yeah, so you decide now. How many 6,000 naira do you have to spare? Can you afford it? If you can't afford it, then you go for the one that is 4,700 naira on each bird, and then that one you can achieve this body size and this market size by just 6 weeks. Yes, so you decide, and I hope you make the best decision. And I've tried to explain to you the cost of raising these birds from day old to maturity in each batch. And then subsequently, we are going to talk about the equipment and the housing for each of these birds. Hopefully, our class tomorrow will start by 7 o'clock, and we'll cover housing, how and where you should position your poultry house, what type of equipment you should have in your poultry house. Yes. And how do you build your poultry house? What facilities and structures do you need in a poultry house? Also, we'll be discussing the necessary biosecurity measures that every farm must have to prevent disease introduction, to control disease. What types of rooms and pen you should have on your farm. For what purpose? For instance, you need a store on your farm for both eggs and for feed. Yes, store is very important. Also, you need an isolation room for when anybody is sick. You can easily isolate it. So this is just a preamble for what we are going to discuss in our next class, which is tomorrow, 7 o'clock p.m. West African time. So thank you for joining me in today's class, and I hope you get something from today's class. So if you are hearing any new noise or I'm repeating myself, just pick the right information for you, because I'm repeating myself because I'm on live. Some people may be joining late, so I keep repeating myself so that they can catch up on what I'm saying. But if you are just you're just joining me now, you can just rewatch the video and use a pen and a paper and write down. If there's any error, please let me know in the comment section so that I can fix it in the next video. And also, you can leave a comment in the comment section on what you want me to discuss, what you want me to improve on this video. Don't just go. Don't just go. I want to give you a better training. So please leave a comment in the comment section so that I'll know what to address, where to address, where to improve, so that I can deliver better lectures to you. Thank you very much and see you tomorrow. Have a great night rest.